And you expected news media and the typical offenders to let a good tragedy go to waste? Oh no. Oh no. Think of the clicks. I mean, the body may still be warm, but what about Black Panther 2? Who could possibly replace Chadwick Boseman in Black Panther? Chadwick Boseman just passed. Maybe you should buy my book. Or how about, Chadwick Boseman, I loved him so deeply, especially because he supported the same political candidate I did. This is just a small, tiny, minuscule sample of some of the articles that I saw in just the moments after the announcement that Chadwick Boseman had passed. And they are all disgusting, and will now work together to point and laugh at these absolute losers. First and foremost, you had Screen Rant. Within minutes, putting out an article, can Black Panther 2 still happen? Marvel's options without Chadwick Boseman. The article's publication immediately sparked a massive wave of outrage across Twitter as fans proceeded to roast the pop culture news outlet for their unbelievably tone-deaf post. I don't think it was tone-deaf. This is the thing. This was on purpose. This wasn't tone-deaf. This was, what's a trending topic? Let's put out an article and just get those clicks. Gotta get those clicks. Look, I covered it the next morning. I mean, it's the news. Now, had Screen Rant written an article that said, his top 10 movies, maybe that would have been a smarter clickbaity video. I don't know. He's got a lot of good films. Dr. Cupcakes could not believe the article was posted within 1 hour of his death. Within 1 hour. Here's another one. Seriously, there are people hurt, sad, and grieving. Screen Rant is already focused on this. Terrible. Shake my head. Apparently, hours after the sad news of Chadwick Boseman's passing, this is what Movie Cooper and Screen Rant are more concerned with. You're a disgusting piece of poo. But now we have to look at the amazing apology, because here's the thing. This was 110% on purpose. You see the article writer saying here, as of writing, all links to the speculative article redirect readers to Screen Rant's original announcement of Boseman's passing. Screen Rant writer Cooper Hood also apologized for a decision to author and publish the article, telling his Twitter audience that he was sorry for any role I inadvertently played in causing more pain at a time when we're all figuring out how to process it. Again, that's another thing where certainly there are people out there who took his passing hard and personally, but their numbers are so small in comparison to the number of people pretending to be heartbroken over it for clicks, retweets, and internet clout. He wrote, I woke up this morning to a flood of tweets and DMs in response to an article I wrote last night about Marvel's options are for Black Panther 2 following the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Even though I feel the article was written in a respectful way, I understand the backlash. Although some of the damage has already been done, the article has been taken down. So he stands by his article, of course. But then, not enough, Cooper also announced he'd be making a donation to the Colon Cancer Foundation in Boseman's name to try and help prevent future tragedies like this from happening through early detection and hopefully finding a cure. Well, there will never be a cure. Not in any of our lifetimes for sure. But what I can say is maybe Cooper should write an article on Screen Rant about how men can self-examine. It's very simple to do. A little self-examination in the shower once a month. Takes 3 minutes. Please Google how to do that. Also, consider that there are screenings that are suggested for people as young as 40 if you have some of the early risk factors, and you should consider checking that out as well. Just take 30 minutes, just understand. Taking too soon to a new level. You can see all of the articles here, all the responses to their apology. You're grown adults with critical thinking capabilities, and none of you saw any problem with greenlighting that article. Again, they didn't care. They didn't care. They wrote the article. I don't think it was like particularly awful. Not as bad as some of the other stuff. Not as bad as some of this stuff. Journalists used the passing of Black Panther Chadwick Boseman to promote vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris. That's exactly what they did. I talked about that very briefly. But here, Bounding into Comics put together a pretty good mixture of things. A handful of journalists have drawn attention to Black Panther and to Blood star Chadwick Boseman's last tweet before his passing. It seems that they're doing so in an attempt to promote candidacy of Democratic vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris. On August 11th, following the announcement of her nomination as a running mate for Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden, Boseman published a photo of himself alongside Harris with a caption that enthusiastically read, "Yes." All right. In the wake of Boseman's untimely passing, various American journalists seized the opportunity to promote the Biden-Harris campaign. They also made a point to note that this was Boseman's last tweet before his death. That was one of the most egregious parts of it, because what they're really trying to say here is this is what he would have wanted. I'm not kidding. That's what these scumbags are saying. This is what Chadwick Boseman would have wanted. Vote Kamala Harris 2020. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I think we can all agree that this is disgusting. All right. Kyle Griffin here saying Chadwick Boseman's final tweet. CNN and The View host Anna Navarro, who said this was his last tweet. RIP. That is a really subversive way to use his dead body to promote a political candidate. They're standing on his grave before he's even in it to make sure that they can promote their political candidate of choice. Host of CNN's The Lead. A lot of these people from CNN, interesting. Jake Tapper also made a point to draw attention by saying simply, his last tweet. And in a now deleted tweet, New York Magazine and Huffington Post contributor Yashara Ali made the point to echo his colleagues, Chadwick Boseman's last tweet. That is a real sneaky way to promote your political agenda. There is no mistaking it. And a few people picked up on it. The Acumen stated, if you're using Chadwick Boseman's death right now to push a political agenda to get people to vote for Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, you're a garbage human being. He meant so much to black kids everywhere. He helped them see themselves as heroes, all while battling this illness. Yes, of course it was way too soon, but I saved the biggest idiot for last, and that is Sean King. Many of you will know him as Talcum X. This article on Fox News saying, I'm so tired of Sean King profiting off Black death, said one tweet about the social justice activists' actions. Now, this was, of course, Sean King at his finest, when he's not demanding doxing of innocent people here in Wisconsin. He's doing it to sell books. Sean King is using Chadwick's death to sell books. He claims he doesn't make any money. I'm so tired of Sean King profiting off Black death. He sends an email. I hope you're hanging in there. Yesterday I sent an email checking in on everybody, and just a few hours later, we learned about the death of Chadwick Boseman. Life is so very fragile. Tomorrow is not promised. Over the next 6 years of BLM, or the past, I have traveled to 47 states teaching, organizing, learning, and leading. And for all 6 years, everywhere I go, people ask me, Sean, how do I actually use my life, my skills, my time, my energy to impact the change? What? Buy my book, of course. Are you kidding? My book, Make a Change, is a 272-page answer to that question. It's not an autobiography. I tell my story, of course, but it's actually a guide to help you through this exact moment. You can purchase it here on Amazon. You can also purchase it from independent and black-owned bookstores here and here. You have to be kidding me. And, of course, Sean King blocked him. Sean King is using Chadwick Boseman's death to sell books, and he claims he doesn't make any money. I'm so tired of this. Here you have Sean King is using the death of Chadwick Boseman to sell his book, and it's grotesque. What is wrong with him? What is wrong with you that you keep supporting him? Honestly, didn't think he had the capacity to shock me anymore, but this one actually did. Tweeted, the actor who starred in the blockbuster film, Marvel film Black Panther, shockingly passed at 43. I hope you're hanging in there. Yesterday I sent an email. We see this, and then we see here with Sean King defending it, which will be hilarious. I literally do not make a penny off the sales of my book. Nothing. Got paid a year ago to write it. I had a mass email pre-scheduled to go out this morning about my book. I updated the email to also mention the death of Chadwick, and I don't regret it at all. Please buy my book. Please. Please. Remember you had to explain where all your money goes when the Daily Beast article came out? You'd promise you'd explain yourself. Sean King keeps raising money and questions about where it goes. Sean King is probably the biggest race pimp, race grifter of all time. He profits on division. He profits on keeping race relations poor. If you look into the guy, you'll know. You can see there are some good, interesting comments on videos about Sean King and the fact that he's white. I don't know who supports this loser, but I hope that this weekend was the last. And any of these political pundits out there using this, just remember that I've told you since the start of this channel that these people use these minorities as political pawns, and they don't really care about them. I don't care who my viewers vote for. And if you work for a news agency, you probably shouldn't either. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.